7 PM, I'll call the Monday, January 24th, 2022 meeting of the Oxford Planning Board to order. First on the agenda, plans not requiring subdivision approval. We have none. I'll skip down to action items. Entertain a motion to approve the minutes of January 10th, 2022.
So moved?
I'll second it.
Okay. Further discussion? Being none? All those voting in favor? Aye.
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 I'll abstain.
Abstain? Carried. Okay.
Aye, Ruby.
Other issue in your packet you received tonight, Mary did an outstanding, and Mary and Tony did an outstanding summary of last year on the planning board for the town report.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
What was that?
Nice job.
Also, you might have received an email, some did, some didn't, about the open meeting law workshop that's going to be held Tuesday, February 15th, 2022 at 6 PM in the Oxford Senior Center. And all those who are very much interested in the open meeting law. I guess we can address the submission. 6 Boulder Park Way, application for special permit and site plan review and approval. Applicant Smash It 2 LLC. The owner is Boulder Industrial Park LLC. It's an amusement and recreational use, but not directly in our zoning bylaws, so that's why they're requesting a special permit. We have a complete submission. And you have to schedule a public hearing to allow the use. They came in front of technical review last week. I was there. They're basically moving out of Worcester to Oxford. They're very anxious to set up here in Oxford. They're using an existing part of a building. And the only thing I saw in the submission that I asked for, and they didn't really do, is a parking table showing the number of employees, number of guests, and the associated parking. The parking is in pink on your plan right here.
Yep.
They're only
So-
good using this.
Blue areas goes to 6B.
That's 6B.
Oh, other people, okay. That's weird. All right. Right, so it doesn't show, right.
So they have to come up with a
Yeah.
parking table, and I asked Tony to get a hold of her. I'd hate to see her hold up.
Well, the Board of Health got some stuff. too.
And the Board of Health did receive, we'll mention that when we get into
Yeah.
the special permit. So, anyway, entertain a motion to accept the submission and to schedule a public hearing for.
We can do that for February 14th.
Okay, for February 14th,
That's Valentine's Day, yeah.
Well, Tony's got a presentation for MVP,
MVP workshop.
and he wanted to kind of have that at 7, so 7:30.
Yep.
Public hearing.
yep,
I'll make that a motion.
I'll second it.
second by Mark, further discussion? There being none, all those voting in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, carried unanimously. Okay, time being 7:05, we have a continued public hearing, History Estates. I'll just read the correspondence that we have received since our last opening of the public hearing. We have received a definitive plan and stormwater review from our peer consultant, Graves Engineering. And was umpteen pages long of little problems with their plans. And as a result, we received an email from the engineering firm for the applicant saying, "Good afternoon, we are requesting to continue the public hearing for History Drive definitive subdivision. We received the peer review comments from Graves Engineering and are working to address those comments and make plan revisions. We would like to continue until the February 14th hearing." Jason DuBois for DC Engineering and Survey. So that's what they put in their email. I'm wondering if they'll be done by, and ready
Yeah,
for the
that-
14th.
that's-
That's
that's-
quite the extent of
There's
list
a
there.
lot, there's a lot of issues with the plan they have.
That's an understatement.
Yeah. Yeah, you can have. Go ahead, Tony.
Those are the comments?
I was going to say, so we received the peer review comments, Mr. Chairman, last Thursday,
Right.
Yeah.
Thursday afternoon. And then we got the request for the continuance today, this afternoon. They're requesting to continue until February 14th, but certainly the board has control of the schedule.
Maybe push it out further.
Yeah, I
If
think we
you-
should push it out
If
further.
you wish to push it out further, February 28th is the second meeting in February.
Because this is gonna have to go back to Graves again, correct? Yeah, it's gonna have to go
Yes.
back to them again, so yeah, it's not.
And I should also say, we received the peer review report. It is on file with the clerk's office. We submitted it Friday morning.
Yeah.
We'll also post it online too, on the planning board website. We have the original application on there.
Yep.
And also this document will be on there too for the public's benefit.
Yeah, I think we
Okay.
should push it out another.
Yeah, you think the 28th, I think that's appropriate too, because they got a lot to do, and we're gonna run into the same problem if they present something on the 14th, and Graves won't react
More
to
issues,
that.
right, there are more issues, you know, we'd rather see come back with a clean bill of everything, yeah.
Because it's gonna require a whole new review, because this is, again, eight pages of stuff here, 6 pages of stuff.
It's not like a couple things.
No, with lots of issues. Anyway, I asked Tony about one thing on here. If you look under rules and regulations governing the subdivision of land, item number 2, the plans use NAVD 88, which is currently accepted practice in the industry. Graves has no issue with the use of that, but defers to the planning board because somewhere we have listed in there NGVD 1929.
Yeah, it's just,
Is that more of a standard?
1929 was the original datum, and then they upgraded it in 1988. I mean, really we should be on 88. That should, our bylaws probably should reflect that.
So 88.
Well, our rules and regulations, we should be,
Change that. yeah.
I guess I'd request staff to review our subdivision rules and regulations, and Mary, it'd be a time for you to review your cost analysis on getting postage and everything, legal documents and everything else. And it hasn't been done in some time, so it's probably time we do that and we incorporate this change, so this doesn't become an issue. That's the trouble with putting revisions and specific things into the, maybe there's other stuff in there where it should be generalized more so, you know? Okay, anyway, entertain a motion to continue the public hearing till February 28th,
So moved.
2022 at
We can do 7:05.
7:05 PM.
So moved.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Matthew. Further discussion? Would you like to say something?
Question,
Yeah.
procedural question, I guess. They don't have to be here for this?
They were asking for a continuance.
They emailed
Yeah.
requesting a continuance.
Yeah, and we're pushing it out because we want not only them to update their plans, but to get it back to Graves, so that when we come on the 28th,
Yeah,
they can update what they've already
And there won't be
summarized,
8 pages of things to go through.
okay? So, I don't think they'd be
Done all
ready
the
by the
time.
14th.
Say that again?
It's done all the time.
Okay, I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, they don't have to appear here
Right.
to continue.
They know they have a lot of issues that they have to address, and it's not.
And they got this late Thursday, and there was no way for them to get the plan.
Yeah, they would have came in front there tonight and
Yeah, we're not gonna.
we wouldn't have done anything because we'd ask them, did you address what Graves' concerns? And they would have said,
No.
we're working on it. Okay.
Actually, I was just more thinking about
Yeah.
respect for you guys.
No,
Ah.
trust me, we're used to that.
Here anyway.
Yeah, we're here.
I wanna be respectful for you people that showed up tonight.
Right.
Something that was gonna be continued. And I'd rather have you here on the 28th, knowing that there'd be something concrete that they did, and hopefully we reviewed, and we go further through this process.
But Tony did say this is on the website, or will be on the website.
Yeah, tomorrow
But
I
by
will
the
put the
by the
peer
20, I guess by the 28th, I guess.
Oh, tomorrow I'll put the peer review info up.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
I expect to be here
Yeah.
tomorrow. But then the plans are already online anyway.
Yeah,
The original plans, so, and any revisions will,
will show up on, yeah.
yeah.
So, okay, is there anything else? There being none, all those voting in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried unanimously. We'll see you on the 28th,
Yeah.
7:05.
Yeah, here.
It's gonna be posted on.
Well, here.
tomorrow.
Yeah, mine. Hold on. Yeah.
All right. Tony, it's all yours.
Mr. Chairman, I think you covered it. The open meeting law workshop coming up.
Yep.
You mentioned, and as an FYI, we did put out for a request for information seeking applications for those interested in marijuana retail establishment
I did see
in
that.
town.
Yeah.
So that's.
So we're eagerly trying to fill that second slot, huh?
Correct, correct.
Okay.
And the goal here would be to solicit applications from interested parties until May, and then establish a committee to review those proposals and then make recommendations to the Board of Selectmen.
Okay.
So we'll see what we may get for proposals. This will kind of help to maybe streamline the process, certainly the reviews, as opposed to being one-offs. Someone submits an application, and a few weeks later, another application. It's hard to really discern the proposals. But here, if we put a call for proposals, if you will, a request for information, we may have a better outcome.
Yeah.
You just go-
From what I'm seeing, it looks like the market's getting saturated because none of these
Yeah.
places are busy anymore.
Yeah.
None of them are. I'm just saying. You know, when this thing first started, you would have thought it was a gold. You know, cultivate in
Oh, yeah.
Leicester just.
yeah.
I will say, though, we're still getting phone calls, so
Okay,
Some
well,
of them
As
must
that's
be
long as,
working.
there's an interest, that's good.
There's an
Yeah,
interest, yeah.
There's an
yeah,
interest,
that's good,
okay.
yeah.
I will
Okay.
say, but
I think it's locational, because some towns really rolled out a lot of them really quickly, and
Yeah, well, I
to
mean, we-
businesses that were not necessarily,
Right.
well capitalized.
Right, there's a lot of, like I said, it's based on how many package
Yep.
stores you have, and you had a zone for certain areas, and anyone that had a medical had first rights to do it, and there was a bunch of things, so.
We have the marijuana mile we gotta fill up, right?
Yeah.
That we created on Route 20?
Yes, and we didn't move it across.
I'm still waiting for
and we didn't
someone to
move it
buy
across
the old
street.
Chinese restaurant
Yeah,
over there.
perfect.
Tear it
You're
down
right,
and
that's a
build another
perfect-
building.
Perfect spot for it. Or even the corner where what's right on the corner of 56 and 20, that big.
The old club.
Yeah, the old club there, that should go.
Well, that club is being raised by the state to do the turnaround.
Yeah.
So.
yeah,
But I saw,
But
so,
behind that,
yeah.
there's still room for something.
right.
so we did get the road improvement grant, what, 2.5 million or something
So
like that?
2.8 million
Yeah.
for the MassWorks grant for sewer line extension.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's coming from Rochdale or Auburn? Where's the line
That's extending from where Eastland is,
Yeah.
from Auburn, all the way down.
So it's coming from Auburn?
Yeah, making its way through, up to Pioneer Drive. So that,
Yeah.
that should be an
So that should
accelerator.
help move that project.
Move that project, and additional opportunities.
Does that help any residential area over there? Like, I'm trying to think of that road.
There is, actually. There is. There's some pockets of residential.
There is, okay.
Um,
So that would help them, they could obviously tie in if they have the
Well,
capacity.
there is a big restriction on the number of gallons we can
Oh, that they could
transmit to
transfer?
Auburn.
Yeah,
From the global, yeah,
yeah.
And it's an what do they call it? An inter-basin transfer.
Oh, so it's
And
more-
you're restricted on the upper end, period.
Mm.
You can never go over it.
Huh.
So, it's only a Band-Aid to our sewerage issues.
So, it's easier, I guess I'm just saying, it's easier to go from Auburn than Rochdale, or? I thought there was a line going down
Rochdale's much-
56, I thought there was a line going down 56 already.
It goes up 56 to
way at the top.
the condominiums on what is it, Pleasant Street.
Fair,
So why,
Fairview yeah,
so why wouldn't they hook into that? Because there's not enough capacity anymore? or-
There's a good distance.
that's a big
Is
I
it-
difference.
can show you after. We
Yeah,
have
no,
it
no,
online,
yeah,
too.
I'm just, I mean,
But no, there's
The other thing is the Oxford Rochdale sewer is nothing like the Upper
Auburn.
Blackstone Valley system.
Oh, capacity, that's, yeah.
Okay, it's
Okay.
nothing like it.
Hmm.
They would have to upgrade immensely.
Yeah, sewer's very limited, so we have the Auburn connection, the sewer district.
Which I'm saying isn't a bad thing if they did upgrade it, so we could, it says Oxford Rochdale and it's mostly Leicester.
Right.
You come right down to it, it's
Right.
Rochdale, Leicester has most of it. So, the thing is, every town shouldn't be seeking their own sewage treatment facility. They should be sharing with others.
Well, definitely.
I'm surprised we don't do more with Webster. I understood they had an underutilized system over in Webster.
That's being looked at now, too. I mean, as we know, we have a line down for IPG and so on, but
Right.
to your point, we
know-
are looking at that. We are.
If we fed from the north to the south and tied the entire town
Eventually,
in,
eventually, yeah.
there's a cost to it, irrelevant to whether the town of Oxford owns it, it's their entity, or it's a shared entity with others,
Kind
I-
of basically what Aquarian does. Aquarian does, those lines go from Millbury to Sutton to,
Anyway,
Yeah.
that is our Achilles heel, is our sewerage, as I became well aware of during the MVP issues with stormwater management and everything else.
Yeah.
So,
It all goes full circle.
it comes full circle.
well, yeah, and again,
But,
it's
you know,
affects the growth of the.
Jared
growth of
did
the
say
town.
we're banging the upper limit. He wants to see if we could find leaks in the system to cut out some water penetrating the system. That could be some of it, but if you're that close to the upper end anyway,
Yeah, that makes
how much more can you do?
right.
So the north system is pretty much maximized right now, I'd say. And you got 40 Bs they're talking about on Route 12 in North
Right.
Oxford, right? Route 12, the one.
Yeah, frankly, any developments, the sewer line extension will help, but certainly the agreement, so we've got a one-year extension on the agreement with Auburn. So that's also being worked on this year to re-extend that. But it's a whole regional capacity too,
Yeah.
as you mentioned with the whole
Yeah, it's-
corridor.
I mean,
Has,
I think the sewer plants can get as big as they want to get and deal with the sewerage, but it's that
Yeah.
transfer of basin that's a real
Exactly.
problem with what
exactly,
we've got
because
in.
what goes in, what comes out needs to balance
Yeah,
out.
they don't want the French River water going into the Blackstone River
Oh,
water.
right.
I don't know why, but that is big concern about that. So. Anything else?
No, that's all for now. But next meeting too, would like to, at this same opportunity, discuss maybe some potential items we want to consider for the annual town meeting.
Okay.
It would be right
Okay.
in that timeframe,
Yeah,
so.
we're getting to that point. I
Um,
think the warrant is open now, is it?
Not
they
yet,
open?
not to my
Not
knowledge,
yet?
no, not yet,
It's getting to be soon.
soon.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
But that's all for now.
Okay.
Me?
Yeah, go for it.
I sit here, so I have to do it? Make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Any
That's
discussion?
quite the enthusiasm.
There being none, all those voting in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried unanimously.
I'll work on it.
I never-